So hey guys, it's Zion again, and I've been playing Black Ops 2, but I got this game last night after playing Black Ops 2, which to me means that I still like Battlefield even though I like Call of Duty, and that's irks some of you, I'm sure, but that's just the way that I play. Regardless, my excuses and explanations aside, because I've been playing Black Ops 2, it's given me a lot of really interesting ideas on what it means to be a new title in a series, and what DLC for that series or title would mean. And the one word I can think of to describe such a situation is ambition. What is an ambitious entry into a series? What is an ambitious piece of DLC for a release title? Of the three pieces of DLC we've had for Battlefield 3, Karkin, Close Quarters, and Armored Kill, I feel like Armored Kill is the most ambitious of all of them, simply because it has the biggest Battlefield map ever, Bandar Desert, which you're seeing here, and they were trying to extend what it means to be a Battlefield map. At least I think that's the case. And Black Ops 2 is the most ambitious Call of Duty title to date since Call of Duty 4, I think. Because with Call of Duty 4, they essentially reshaped what it means to be a successful multiplayer shooter. Not because there was a quality game behind it, not for any other reason than that they put stuff in that no one had... If they hadn't considered it, they hadn't put it in the game, and in a title and in a series that already had something of a name for itself. Call of Duty 2 didn't start the Call of Duty revolution, Call of Duty 4 did. But Call of Duty 2 had a very die-hard following. And even though Call of Duty 4 overshadowed it, as far as popularity and success was concerned, Call of Duty 2 sort of led the charge. I began my Battlefield career with Bad Company 2, and I know that there was some change between Bad Company 1 and Bad Company 2, most of it for the better, but without having played the first game, I can't speak to what changed, good or bad. But I know that people have said that if Battlefield 4 does to Battlefield 3 what Bad Company 2 did to BC1, then we have ourselves a really good thing. And so I wondered about the ambition behind Battlefield 3. What was DICE ambitious about? Were they ambitious about what they could do with a new engine? What they could do with a new storyline? With an expanded weapons list? With new, bigger maps? More destruction depending on what they wanted to do with it? And what could they build on for Battlefield 4 that improves on the formula of Battlefield 3 that a lot of us already love? That would make it so much better and give the series the boost that Battlefield 3 was supposed to give it, but that a lot of people don't think that it did. There are, of course, any number of things that DICE could do with Battlefield 4 to make it twice the game Battlefield 3 is. And I'm not a designer from DICE, and I haven't looked at Battlefield 3 closely enough to give any sort of idea on what they could do. But I think that that's what DICE is aiming for at this point. Because in today's gaming market, if you're not ambitious with either a sequel, a follow-up, a completely new series, or even a new piece of hardware, you're not doing it right. Valve's Gabe Newell, who I think any gamer worth their salt should at least know the name of and who he is and what he means for the gaming community, stated when 4chan's V-Board came to Valve and asked him anything that wasn't related to Half-Life 3, what are you doing? He said, we're working on hardware. And he said, well, we're looking at the controller. What can we do with the controller to innovate? Because the controller hasn't really changed all that much. Now you go back far enough and it was quite different. The N64 controller was one of the weirdest looking controllers on the planet, and yet GoldenEye for the N64 revolutionized the shooter, some would say more than Call of Duty did. So when a developer as storied and as loved by the PC community at least as Valve thinks we're not doing enough with the controller, then there's something to be said for making a new controller entirely. So with Battlefield 4 on much the same timeline as a Call of Duty game, perhaps maybe a year longer, but for the maps and the design that has to be done for a Battlefield game, that's still a very short amount of time, 2.5 years, there is something core, basic, that needs to change. Something central to the Battlefield experience that has to shift very much in order for Battlefield 4 to be the revolutionary game that brought so many people to the table, like Battlefield Bad Company 2. I know DICE can do it because they've done it before. It's just a matter of seeing it.